tKMomentum's mission is to create employment and social opportunities for people with disabilities, introducing the founders of the company, Kevin and Tyler Cesara.
I'm Tyler Cesara. We're the founders of tKMomentum, a nonprofit organization that creates employment opportunities for people with disabilities. Kevin had been working in what's called a sheltered workshop, where he was making less than minimum wage and receiving fairly minimal job skills training, making it pretty difficult to transition into competitive employment. So that's when we created tKMomentum in 2017, and from there we started our very first program called Able Carts, which is a job and social skills training program for people with disabilities. It's also a grocery delivery service.
Hi, I'm Stacey Hayes. I chose to work on the tKMomentum project because I really was passionate about their mission to help people with learning disabilities gain fair wages. My little sister is hard of hearing, and I've seen the discrimination some of these groups face. My role on the team was the Scrum Master, which is essentially the team lead. That means it was my responsibility to coordinate our efforts, maintain team dynamics, and monitor progress. Working as the team lead was an amazing experience, which allowed me to understand the complexities of bringing a project to life from start to finish. And I'm very pleased with what we've accomplished together. I really think it'll help.
Hi, my name is Xander Louie, and I'm mostly in charge of the integration between the front end and the back end. I decided to go with tKMomentum because their ideas really resonated with me. When I met with Tyler the first time and he told me about his mission statement, I felt really connected to it, and I figured that joining this project would be the best way to finish off my 4 years. I never really thought of using my computer science knowledge for such good, but I'm really glad that I can be part of this team.
Hi, my name is Trevor Buck, and I chose to work with tKMomentum probably because I connected with the message about how we need to be helping people with disabilities. I think that they often get overlooked in the workforce, and so any chance that I have to help in any way that I can, I wanted to make sure that I took advantage of that opportunity. Specifically with the Able Carts app, I worked on the employee interface and what an employee would do after they logged in and how they would go about filling an order and the steps that they would take there.
My name is Gayatri, and my role on this team was primarily working on the front end and in particular the customer interface. This was basically how the user would log into the application and select what store they wanted their groceries ordered from and then place their final order. I chose this company to work for because I really related to the message that it was trying to come across. I thought it was a great idea to help people with disabilities gain equal employment rights, and it was just really cool to be able to work for such a good cause.
I'm Elizabeth Chu, and I chose this project because I wanted to support tKMomentum's mission, and I also want to gain some valuable experience with mobile app development. My role on this project was working on the customer interface, specifically linking up payments using the sponsor's gateway.
Hi, my name is Michaela with tKMomentum. I work as a front-end developer for our team. So the reason why I initially chose tKMomentum to work with was because I very strongly believed in their mission statement. I have some prior experience working with accessibility and technology, and so this seemed like a very natural progression for me to help employ people with disabilities versus my previous work, which was making technology more accessible for people who are blind or visually impaired. So, like in general, this kind of accessible technology and providing opportunities for people is something that's very important to me and that's always spoken very strongly to me. My work with tKMomentum, so as mentioned, I do front-end development. So I work on the supervisor interface, which allows like the sponsor at tKMomentum to overview the grocery orders and his employees' progress. And then towards the end of our project, I've also started taking up polishing our front end and making sure that everything looks cohesive and polished.
So this is the main page to where our customers are able to log into the Able Cards application. If they don't have an account, they can go over here and click create an account. Here they can just type in their first and last name and then just all their information that's necessary. And then you can just put in your address and then just select a password. And then over here you can just register as your account. Over here in the main page, once you have created an account, you can easily put in your credentials and then just log in. And then you will be selecting your closest grocery store. And over here you can select the items you need, and as you can see up in the top right hand corner, the cart will be increasing as per the amount of groceries. Page where employees can select their own account. Over here these icons will later be replaced with their actual images, and so they will select their profile. And basically our whole mechanism behind this design is that the employees needed a quick and easy way to sign in such a way that they're not as comfortable to sign in with a normal username and password like we may be. So this is just a quick and easy way to select like their favorite images that they stored in order, and they're into them. Then for the supervisor interface, and so the supervisor will basically put in their credentials and be able to log into the supervisor interface. Over here they can access current orders. So customer Ray has that order ID of 67, his name is Ray, and it gives them our timestamp and then their order information right here. And they can access all the orders in the system. In addition to this, they have all their employee information. So over here, their employees Ryan and Simon are given orders 18 and 24. And so this is just a way for supervisors to manage all their orders and their employees accessing which orders. And then in the manage accounts, over here is where you can add any employee accounts, add any supervisor accounts.
It has been so incredible working with Boulder University in Colorado. This team is just wildly intelligent, and it's been great to work with them from the start, from design to implementation, to providing us updates. One thing that I think is the real important thing to highlight throughout this process, working with Boulder University's computer science seniors for their senior project, is the fact that they were able to work with an individual, me, who isn't too familiar with software development and software programming and stuff like that. Honestly, I have no idea about any of that kind of stuff. So to be able to work with this team and for them to make it very simple for me, I think is really, really important to highlight. They've done an incredible job. Another really super cool thing to highlight throughout this is we both worked together to make the employee end app easy to use for just about everybody. Specifically on the employee end, they focused a lot on inclusion within the design. So being able to have somebody who maybe has a little bit more barriers than somebody else might have to be able to use the app and gather groceries and do well on the job. That's something that we've been able to pull off with this team. They are, the Boulder team is just incredible.
So I'm Josh Brown. I'm the mentor for tKMomentum. I help them organize and make sure they knew what they were doing. And like I suggested, Ionic is the framework for them to use, and I have experience with that, so I could help them along the way. I made sure that everything was getting moved along, and that everything made sure to get done. Stacy was the team lead, but I was behind her, not usually getting hands-on, but helping here and there where needed. I chose to work with tKMomentum as one of the teams that I helped mentor because it really stood out, like their goal, their message, what they wanted to do, their values. It just really stood out for me for helping people. I wanted to contribute to something that would help real people in the real world, and I'm glad I got to help oversee a project that did that. And I really like the outcome of tKMomentum's application that they built.
Overall, this project was really great. The team, for the most part, didn't really have much experience working with the Ionic framework, and so for us to be able to work together as a team and overcome that barrier and learn a new framework was a really cool process that we were able to see throughout the semester. We often were at different pages, and when we were struggling, we were definitely able to help each other overcome whatever roadblock we hit. Our mentor, Josh, has been really good with helping us with the technology and the framework. He had a lot of experience with it, so he was definitely someone that would constantly help us when we needed it. And finally, Tyler, our project sponsor, he was a really great sponsor to work with. He gave us a lot of leeway in terms of application design, which I felt like was really cool for the team to have because it gave us more of a personal direction towards the application. So that was really cool to, I guess, have that freedom of implementation throughout all the different parts of our application.
The first step in the process was to try and understand what our sponsor really needed from us. Eventually, we were able to determine that we would need to make 3 interfaces for the different beneficiaries. The customers would benefit from an interface that allowed them to place their orders on our application, which would simplify the existing process. The supervisors required the capability to monitor order completion and employee progress, and then the employees needed a simple interface